I should be grading your work. I should be doing all sorts of things. But I thought it would be a fun practicalization of our creative work together to make some actual music. So, your assignment. So you've got this little little bit here, and I created a little chord progression for you as like a rock ballad. Get it? Rock ballad. There's an Easter egg in there for you. Some people, you may find yourself looking at the figuring out why I call it a rock ballad. Um, so what happens in the real world, whether you're a rock musician or a jazz musician, doesn't happen very much as a classical musician, but it certainly happens in musical theater. If you are creating work like many people do, so your collaborators are going to give you stuff, and you're going to want to need to know how to deal with it. So in the practical side of this assignment, you are going to figure out what's in there. And then on the creative side, you're going to create your own part. Now, for some of you, you're just going to do a part that you're going to create a melody in this score, and that's going to be it for you. And that's totally fine. Some of you may want to sing a little bit. Some of you may want to play an instrument. You may want to get a little bit of practice doing some different things. So while I show you the different kinds of options you have for this assignment, I'm also going to walk through it and see if I can do this. Okay, so I'm going to make a whole bunch of tracks. Now I'm going to put the what we call in this business the stems on the Google, and then you can, if you choose to record yourself, you can record yourself against any or all of the stems. It's at 60 beats per minute, so if you have a DAW like GarageBand or Ableton Live or Logic Pro or Reaper or whatever it is, go ahead and drop it in there and you can play along. Just have a little fun. You can record one time through, which is 16 measures, not a big deal. All right, let's see. I'm going to see how much of this I can do and keep my computers going. I'm doing a screencast, a movie shot, and then this angle here. So this is a new one for me. So I'm going to start by laying in just a little groove here. I've got my tick. I don't know if you can actually hear the tick. Okay, so now I've recorded the basic bones of it, and now I'm gonna add another. I'll add a little flute part. That's very simple, and it's going to introduce you to the idea of a guide tone line, which is related to voice leading, except we see it more in modern pop and rock music and jazz certainly. This idea of a guide tone line is where you play. Start on a note in the present chord, and then you continue on that note until you have to change, and then you go to the nearest note. So let's see if I can write this out in real time while this thing happens. It's going to be messy. Here I go. Oh, this is the end little bit, so I get a little head start. Here we go. Now here comes the thing. Now I'm going to start on me. I'm going to hold that note on my flute. Then I'm going to resolve up. Then up. So, back to me. Holding that as long as I can. Till the melody and the harmony tells me to go up. And then I'm going to go up again. It's the guide tone line. I'm going to stay down here because I'm not a very good flute player. Really, all I'm doing is copying one note from the bass part to the flute part here. Now let's start it over. Thank you for being so patient. This will give me enough time to record arm this flute track. Get my mic position. Noodle around. Maybe even tune. Yeah. We're almost at my part. Now over here I've got my Ableton controller. It's firing these. I've got it record enabled, and I'm getting ready to play my little flute part. I'm going to play it twice, so you'll see me. All right, so you've probably heard better flute playing in your life. So I'll dial up the reverb here. So that's what a guide tone line is, right? It's a very simple line. Now, if you're a vocalist, you might want to just create your own melody using your voice and your ear, which is totally great. Okay, just to create your own vocal melody purely by ear, also totally fine. And it might go a little something like what I'm going to do. I'm just going to improvise whatever I hear. Now, I'm looping these chords over and over again. That gives me the chance to internalize the melody and the harmony. And here we go. I'm just going to improvise a melody. I'm doing take one for you. I'm doing take two for the family. Make up something better. I'm doing take three for the people who are coming after me. That's what I'm doing. I hope that you're not thinking I'm still with me. I'm doing take four for lunchtime. I've been waiting for a long time to get better rhymes. I take the phrase all the way to the end of the line. I gotta go somewhere else now. Build it up using the 5 chords in all inversions. And then I look around for the end of time. And now I gotta listen to it. I'm doing take one for you. All right, so you could certainly come up with something better than that. Now, if you're a little more adventurous, you could create a melody on an instrument. All right, so now I'm just going to improvise a melody in some style. I'm going to get rid of all. Now I'm doing what you could do. You can loop it until it comes around, and then you layer on your part. You could write it out. If you want to write something out, you can do that. Whatever you want to do, just make it work with the chords. It's not that hard. Simple, guide tone line, complicated, melody. Okay, so that's enough. You've heard enough of me. Now take these tracks, make something you like, or you don't have to. You could just take the Note Flight thing and pen your own little part. That's all you gotta do.